Should you start a business from scratch or go ahead and buy a business, or should you buy a franchise? What is the quickest, best way to generate profits fast with a small business? So starting a business can be challenging, difficult. It can require a lot of capital depending on what type of business it is that you want to get into. So you need to think about those things. Make sure you've got a solid plan. Make sure you have plenty of capital to grow the business, to promote, market, generate customers, things like that, and understand everything that's needed in terms of the regulatory environment, business licenses, things like that before you go start a business. So it starts with a concept. You got to have a concept. You need to have a market that has a need, a demand that you can fill, or a product that or service that you're just making better. You don't have to invent the wheel. Sometimes you can make the wheel a little better. So starting a business can be very rewarding, very lucrative, a lot of fun, but it requires the most work. Franchises are another great option. The downside to a franchise is obviously the fees. The upside is you're paying for a proven system if you buy into the right franchise. So everything's been figured out for you. It's a proven business model. It's like buying a cash flow property. The income is there. It's already been proven. All you have to do is follow the system. So there is a lot of value in a franchise system. The key is you want to evaluate that system and make sure that if you want to have multiple units, that the franchisor allows that. Some don't like you to have multiple units. Some of them are okay with it. So franchises can be a good investment, a good way to get into a business. And then you can buy an existing business that is just up and running. And the key to that is you got to know how to value that business, value the assets differently from the income, the different types of income depending on the type of business. You need to be able to value the intellectual capital and the goodwill of the marketplace, the value of the customer database, and the users of the product or service, whatever it is. So there's a lot of things that come into play when you're valuing an existing business, an existing company. So you need to know all those nuances, how to value them, how to break them out, and how to analyze that income, and what's the difference between EBITDA and SDE or SDC, those types of things. Seller discretionary cash flow, seller discretionary income, things like that. So you need to understand what that is versus EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, and coronavirus, because EBITDA is very different in the COVID environment. It's very different pre-COVID, and it's going to be very different post-COVID for a lot of different companies. So you need to understand EBITDA before and after that environment, what the potentials are, what the income expenses are, things like that, differently from the assets, fixtures, furniture, fixtures, and equipment of the business, FF&E. So those are the things that you want to think about when you're buying an existing business. That can be a great way to go, can be a great way to scale, and it's a good opportunity for people right now to get into business. There's a lot of businesses that unfortunately are struggling, a lot of business owners that would like to step away, retire, go do something else. So there are a lot of opportunities to step in and take over some really great businesses and help them get through this time, and then emerge on the other side better, stronger, and ready to take on the new economy of 2021 and beyond. When we get into 2021, it is October of 2020 right now. We are in Q4 2020. So a lot of uncertainty out there still, a lot of questions to be answered as we move forward. But once we get through this pandemic, we get through this virus, we get through this economic challenge, challenging environment that we're in right now, there are going to be a lot of opportunities. So the question is, what do you want to do? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to buy a franchise? Or do you want to buy an existing business? Those are the three ways to get started with your entrepreneurial journey. You just need to figure out which one's right for you based on your knowledge, skills, resources, tools, assets, things that you have within your reach and your network, and determine which is the right path for you.